It's better than living in a cardboard box on the street.
Homelessness, right?
Yeah. I couldn't afford anywhere to live.
They're visible, but rarely heard from. Across the country, hundreds of people live on the curbside. Not homeless, but houseless. These have clearly been here for ages. I've been investigating the growing numbers of people living in vans and caravans, the reasons why, and what happens when their presence is no longer welcome.
Our bit of society is working okay, but we don't want any of these people in it.
If you say anything to them, they shout at you, they get abusive.
Where do they go if they don't have the money for a home? This place here was heralded as the solution. It's pretty much completely empty. And who wants them to leave?
I think I'm just sad.
Stretching down the road, these vans and caravans are a paradox. They're mobile vehicles that stay very much fixed. I've arrived on the outskirts of Bristol, the van-dwelling capital of the UK. Here, there are more than 600 live-in vehicles. My camera crew and I get out to have a look, our first stop in the city. Growing in number over the last 5 years, streets became overcrowded, so the council took action. In May 2026, they were told to go, and Bristol City Council started to evict anyone who wouldn't leave. This parkland beauty spot known as the Downs was the focus of their efforts. I've come back to follow the fallout. The numbers of vans and caravans in Bristol were becoming a huge problem for the council, and so much so that they decided to take enforcement action. The last time that I was actually here, this road was completely full of vans and caravans. There was rubbish along the side of the road, and now looking at it, it's pretty much completely clear. The question I'm left with, though, is where have they all gone? Using the drone, I can see the landscape has changed dramatically. Not a single van remains here, including this one, owned by Dave Knight. We filmed with him as the eviction deadline loomed. I remember his roast dinner and his reasons for being here.
Work sort of dried up and I couldn't afford to pay the rent.
He's one of the van dwellers who's been moved on. We arranged to meet. This is Dave just pulling in. This is someone whose home this was for a number of years. I'm really keen to see what he makes of it. I don't think anyone expected it to be as clear as this. This is the first time he's been back since everyone faced eviction. Dave, hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Nice to see you again. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Look at all this though. What do you make of it?
It's very empty, doesn't it?
How does it make you feel? This was your home.
Yeah, it was for a long time. Well, over 6 years. It makes me really sad, actually. It was a really nice community that we had here. That community's been destroyed and moved off to wherever. The people that moved us off didn't seem to care where we went. It just, as long as we went. Ruthless is the word that comes to mind.
Where are you living now?
I haven't got anywhere fixed that I can park at. So I park wherever I can find, usually on residential streets. I
asked Dave to take me there. The council had said that one of the reasons why they brought in the legal process to move everyone on was because they found human waste on the Downs.
Yeah, well, you know, like I said before, it's a few that spoil it for everyone else. And
does that frustrate you though?
Oh, massively, massively.
Do you feel like you've all been painted with the same brush?
Absolutely, absolutely. If it had been someone on a residential street who was even urinating in the road, they wouldn't have evicted the whole street. We are a part of the community, so how's that work? It's like, oh well, our bit of society is working okay, but we don't want any of these people in it.
So is this one of the kinds of streets that you would park up on every day?
Yeah, this is one of the better ones because, again, I'm not parked up outside anyone's house if I was parked here.
Minutes into the drive, we start to find the live-in vehicles.
These would have been up on their downs where they're not doing anyone any harm before. It's not until I'm talking about it I realise how much I feel, how strongly I feel about it. It's
I can tell. I left Dave to find somewhere for the night, and it got me thinking about the locals who use the Downs. Are they happy now the vans have gone? I went back to see who I could speak to and found Ali, who walks her dogs here every day. Give me your reaction to the fact that they have now all had to leave.
When they were here, it's creating quite a bit of a noise and chaos in the Downs for the people who live around here. Dog workers have to kind of go around them, and because they occupy loads of spaces, also quite loads of rubbish being lying around on the beautiful grass as well. So it's quite destructive to the local life. Now they're gone, it's back to the beautiful Downs as it is now, so it's very welcoming.
But what about the locals who now have the van dwellers living on their doorstep? I headed to the southeast of the city. This is Brislington, a residential area about 20 minutes from the Downs. Tucked behind this street is this place, a car park crammed full of live-in vehicles. Dumped furniture scattered amidst the vans and caravans. Sally, how long have you lived here?
25 years.
And what's it like for you living here? Do you like it?
I love it. We're a little road, but we are a community.
Sally Hartley has seen the influx of vehicles firsthand. So how long have these vans been here?
These particular vans in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
A couple have arrived this week. I understand they need somewhere to live.
Yeah.
I understand that. But because we're a community, they should blend in and they should keep it tidy. It's an eyesore. The music, the drinking, at all hours of the day. It's not acceptable. It's so sad. You know, if you say anything to them, they shout at you, they get abusive. Why would I put myself in that position? Does that make sense? Why would I have to live here?
How does it make you feel seeing this right now?
Sad, angry, sorry that we're in this state. These people have got nowhere to go. Angry that nobody wants to listen to me. I think I'm just sad.
Sally, I can see this is really emotional for you.
Yeah, it's sad, isn't it? That we're allowed, for one reason or another, that these people can't afford a home. Or they don't have help, and I don't have help.
It seems those without a traditional home here are affecting those who do. I did try to speak to some of the people that are living here, but they didn't want to have a chat with me. And I know from when we were here filming last that some of these have come from the Downs because I recognised the vans and caravans themselves. I think my key takeaway is that this is a really difficult situation. On the one hand, many of the people that are living here are vulnerable, and the locals say they do understand that, but at the same time, you can't ignore the impact that it's having on them. It was time to get back out on the road. My next stop, where could the van dwellers live? I want to try to go to one of the off-road sites that the council has provided specifically for them to see whether it's up and running and whether anyone's actually using it. This is an old gasworks in the process of being turned into pitches for the van dwellers to live on. You can see the orange rectangles marking out their spaces. But this is what it looked like before the evictions. With space for 19 vehicles, the picture has barely changed. This place here was heralded as the solution. This is a meanwhile site, and this is actually the one that the council brought us to see. It's meant to provide toilets, running water, as well as waste disposal facilities. But at the moment, it's pretty much completely empty. There are only 5 caravans here. We thought this would be full, but as we can see, it's completely far from that. There are a handful of people living here. I see some of the facilities, portaloos and industrial waste bins. People who are using the meanwhile sites have to pay the council £31.50 a week for the services that the council provides. They also, on top of that, have to pay council tax at over £1,800 a year. There are, for some, exemptions and discounts where applicable, but for many, they just can't afford that sort of money. I wanted to drive further into Bristol to try to speak with more people from the van-dwelling community. Do they want these meanwhile sites, and can they fund them? This is a street here that's had van dwellers on for quite a while, and I just want to drive past and see, if they're still here. And wow, there are actually quite a few. That one is not even on the road. It's tucked back into the bushes. These have clearly been here for ages. And actually here there is a huge pile of waste that's meters wide. And then up in front of us, there's a whole line. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 caravans here. So clearly this is a spot that is still popular for van dwellers in Bristol. Some of these vans are abandoned. A swarm of flies collects in the doorway. I see this written on one of the caravans. It alludes to the tensions here. We're about a mile away from the meanwhile site, and certainly now that the Downs has been cleared, what I want to see is whether anybody who lives here is worried that they could be next, or whether anyone from the Downs has now had to come back here. From down the road, I spot someone sorting their rubbish. I want to see if he'll talk to me. It's clear he's been here for some time. How long have you been living in a caravan, and why?
Hang on. It's been quite a number of years now, and because it's better than living in the cardboard box on the street. So, yeah.
Homelessness, right?
Yeah, exactly. I've got an actual home, and it's on wheels, so it can move. So.
And can I ask you, Rob, how did you find yourself being homeless?
Well, I realised I couldn't afford anywhere to live. So, yeah. Simple, really. Like, everywhere's ridiculously expensive.
Rob, have you been told by the council that you need to move?
Yeah. And I mean, that's it. It's sort of like we got told but we didn't need to move, and then that we needs to move, and then, like, you know, I mean, that's it. Like, I mean, when they came and slapped that notice on, I weren't even here.
And where have they told you to go?
Well, that's it. Like, they haven't told us to go anywhere because the neighbourhood enforcement team, when you ask, where do you expect us to go? They go, it's not our job.
One of the ways that the council is trying to tackle what they're saying is this problem of van dwelling is to come up with meanwhile sites.
Yeah.
Have you tried to get onto one of those?
Well, yeah, like I say, like I've put in my application for it and all. I'm just waiting. All the while I'm getting slapped with, like, notices and stuff like that, and it's like, well, I'm going through the process to get onto them, but the process takes so long. But in the meanwhile, you've got another part of, like, the council coming along and harassing you, basically.
These are the papers telling Rob to go, but he doesn't have anywhere to go. Since speaking to Rob, We've actually had an email from the council. I'd asked them to give us an update on the van dweller situation. They have said, we recognise people live in vehicles for a variety of reasons, but they're often doing so because they have few safe or affordable alternatives. Whilst our policy is to offer support first, we've always been very clear that when a group of lived-in vehicles has a negative impact on the community, we'll need to take action. And they've said they are working to identify more meanwhile sites across the city, and they are talking to van dwellers about their options. Bristol faces a situation where no one's winning. The council wants the vans to go. The vans don't know where to go. And the locals are stuck in the middle.